What's up, fellow anglers, and welcome back to the channel. Your old mate is here with the most anticipated forecast of the week. Get ready, friends, because today we are diving deep into the fishing prospects for Wednesday, the 29th of October 2025, across the incredible waters of Australia. Trust me, this isn't just another Wednesday. This day is shaping up to be truly special, offering some seriously fantastic opportunities. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where to go and what to throw to make the absolute most of this promising day. We've got a unique combination of warming waters, stable weather, and a powerful moon phase that's going to get the fish really fired up. First up, let's talk tactics and targets for this cracking day. We've got a great mix of species showing increased activity thanks to the warming spring waters. Flathead. These cunning ambush predators are going to be super active in the estuaries and coastal areas, with the water warming up nicely into the high teens and low 20s Celsius in many coastal estuaries. Baitfish and prawns are really getting stirred up, and flathead will be right there to capitalize. Where to search for them? Target those shallow, sandy and muddy flats, especially where you find drop-offs and weed beds. Early morning and late afternoon are prime times when they'll be lying in wait, ready to strike. For tackle, a light spinning rod with a 2,500 to 4,000 size reel spooled with 10-pound braid will do the trick. My go-to lures are soft plastics around 3 to 5 inches in natural colors like motor oil or pumpkin seed, jigged slowly along the bottom. For bait, fresh pilchards or live prawns rigged on a running sinker are deadly. Remember, a slow retrieve is key. Let that lure or bait spend time on the bottom mimicking an easy meal. Bream. Next, let's talk about our estuary favorites, bream. These guys are absolute spring superstars, and with baitfish and prawns becoming more abundant, they'll be on the hunt. Where to find them? Target rock walls, pontoons, submerged structure within estuaries, and around mangrove edges. Look for any areas offering shelter and a consistent food source. Lightly weighted prawns or small strips of fresh pilchard, fished on a running sinker rig, will be effective. Don't be afraid to try some small, silent surface lures or shallow diving crankbaits around structure in the early morning. They can sometimes trigger an aggressive bite. Barramundi. And for those of you in the tropical north, it's all about the magnificent barramundi. The build-up season is in full swing, and these fish are just exploding with activity as water temperatures soar into the high 20s and even low 30s Celsius. Where to search? Focus on snags, fallen timber, rock bars, and any current breaks in rivers and impoundments. They'll be holding around ambush points, ready to smash anything that swims past. Hard-bodied shallow divers, soft plastics rigged weedless, and topwater lures like poppers or walk-the-dog-style baits are incredibly effective. For bait, live mullet or prawns are hard to beat. Remember to use strong tackle, as these fish hit hard and head straight for cover. Snapper. Coastal anglers, don't miss out on the snapper action. As the waters warm, especially in southern coastal areas where temperatures are hitting the high teens to low 20s Celsius, their numbers are really picking up along the southern coasts. For bait, fresh pilchards, squid, or paternoster rigs with circle hooks are highly effective. If you prefer lures, soft plastics of 5 to 7 inches in natural colors, jigged gently off the bottom, or slow-pitch jigs can be incredibly productive. Look for them over inshore reefs, bommies, and rubble patches, especially during tide changes. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty of the conditions, friends. This is why the 29th of October will be special. Understanding the conditions is half the battle. Weather. Across much of Australia, we're seeing stable, warm, late spring conditions. Expect daytime maximum temperatures averaging around 22 degrees Celsius in many coastal areas with ample sunshine. Atmospheric pressure should be relatively stable, which generally keeps fish comfortable and feeding actively. There might be localized showers, especially on the east coast, but the general outlook is for pleasant fishing weather. This stability is a huge plus for angler success. Water temperature. This is a key player, especially in spring. We're seeing a definite warming trend across Australian waters. In coastal areas like Sydney and Perth, expect temperatures around 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. In the tropical north, waters will be significantly warmer, acting like a trigger for active feeding, especially for barramundi. This rising temperature boosts fish metabolism and gets bait fish moving, creating fantastic feeding opportunities. Moon phase. For October 29th, 2025, we will be under a first quarter moon. It will be approximately 7 to 7.5 days old since the new moon, with around 50% of its surface illuminated. Many experienced anglers, myself included, often find these phases lead to increased feeding activity due to stronger tidal movements. The increased flow stirs up bait and gets predators on the hunt, making it a powerful factor in our favor today. General fish activity. Overall, my friends, the biological activity of fish across Australia on this day should be quite good to excellent. We are firmly in the spring season, meaning warmer water, increased bait fish movement, and active fish metabolism. Many species are either actively feeding in preparation for or recovering from spawning. Barramundi are increasingly active, flathead and snapper are on the bite, and estuarine species like bream and whiting are responding well to the rising water temperatures and increased baitfish presence. The stable weather and warming water temperatures, combined with the first quarter moon, create ideal conditions for fish to be out and about, looking for a meal. So, based on all these factors, I'm going to give the fishing on the 29th of October 2025 a solid, very good to excellent rating across most of Australia. The stable, warm spring weather, coupled with rising water temperatures and the active first quarter moon, will lead to strong tides and an abundance of bait, really getting those predators on the chew. This is the kind of day we dream about, mates. I wish you all tight lines and screaming reels. May your bait be fresh and your knots be strong. If you found this forecast helpful, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future forecasts and tips. And tell me in the comments below, what are your plans for this Wednesday? What's your go-to lure or bait for spring flathead or barra? Share your observations because we're all in this together. Until next time, stay safe out there and happy fishing.